All right, Bill Williams writes, why hasn't Disney tried to buy back the rights to X-Men, Spider-Man, and the Fantastic Four so they can include them in the same universe as the Avengers?
Okay, so I've had to address this a couple of times. Thanks for the question, by the way. Look, I can guarantee you Marvel has had talks with people. I guarantee you, or in some coffee shop in West Hollywood or in Burbank somewhere, there's had a couple of reps sit down and maybe bat around the idea. But it's not going to happen. And I've said this before, right. I will say it again. Let's stick with, say, Sony and Spider-Man. Okay, you're Marvel, Jenna, and you want to buy Spider-Man back from me. Great. Why would I want to sell it back to you? Spider-Man had just made me almost $1 billion with one Spider-Man movie. With one Spider-Man rebooted movie, I made almost $1 billion worldwide. I made about $2 billion with the previous Spider-Man movies. So look, if I'm going to sell it to you, I got to think, okay, what could I feasibly make profit with the Spider-Man franchise over the next 10 years? Feasibly, I could probably make maybe around $3 billion with Spider-Man. Okay, Marvel, you want Spider-Man back? Give me $3 billion. And here's what Marvel now has to think. Okay, we just made the Avengers without Spider-Man. Are we going to make another $1 billion on top of what we made just by adding Spider-Man? No. We're going to make another $1 billion with the next Avengers with or without Spider-Man. So that's just for Spider-Man. Now you're talking Fantastic Four, which you could probably get for less than $3 billion, but you're probably paying at least 1.5. Then you're talking about X-Men, and Fox is making so many X-Men type of films. You're probably gonna have to spend another $3 billion on that. So now you're talking about forking up about $7 to $8 billion for these characters you don't need to make money because you're already making money with what you have. It's just the finances of it don't work. So unless they come up with some magical deal, which I don't think is going to happen anytime in the next 5 to 6 to 7 years, it's just not going to happen because the financial realities don't make sense for either of the parties. Schnepp, you got a different opinion on this?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but I think the way eventually it'll happen, and this is the only way it would happen, is if the properties line up. Like, say the new Fantastic Four movie that Trank is directing, that comes out, and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 has already been out, and we have Avengers 2, and that's out. Then if everybody sits down at the table and they're like, look, for Avengers 3, it would be great to have a little scene with Spider-Man and one little quick flyover, like Fantastic Four and the Fantastic Car, like, we're going to the negative zone, we got to go deal with something else, like some little crossover. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, is like all the students have a sit down, like for Fantastic Four 2, let the Hulk make a quick appearance, and then in the Avengers 3, the Fantastic Car flies by, Amazing Spider-Man could be in, that's the way to do it. Just do a little scene, and then the other characters can be in another little scene, and all the studios can be like, hey, look, we're all part of one big verse. Maybe we're not owned by Marvel or Disney or Fox or Sony, but we can all hang out in the same universe. I think that's the way to do it, and you better do it, is all I'm saying.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that'll happen either. I mean, I agree with Shep that that's the only way it could happen, but I also don't believe it'll happen because here's what happens. So Sony, let's say they're having talks to have Spider-Man make a quick appearance in Avengers. Well, guess what? Now Sony and their creative department and their lawyers, they want to have say over the whole script of the movie. Because their character is going to be appearing in it. They want to protect the character's image. They want to make sure the character appears not secondary to the Avenger characters, but rather, and then you got the X-Men characters. Like now Fox wants to make sure, no, we don't want Spider-Man to appear like he's better than our X-Men in this, so we want to have approval over this script too. And then with our Fantastic Four characters, it seems like a huge living gelatinous nightmare.
Well,
I just can't
honestly,
see it happening.
That's why, if you keep it simple, like actually, Oscorp was almost in the Avengers movie. Remember, they were gonna put the Oscorp building in the Avengers movie, the Amazing Spider-Man Oscorp building.
Yes,
but it just didn't work out, and the timing wasn't right. They were gonna do it though, so I think if they do it that way, where it's a little cameo, Spider-Man swings by, helps somebody out, like, hey, I'm just on my way doing this, and they're, all right, thanks, Spider-Man. Where it's not like they don't have to do any negotiating. It's like, look, we're going to chuck your character in because it's basically our character. It's Marvel, but everybody can play together in the same sandbox. Let's do it. I think
we can
it'll
hope.
be great for the fans.
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to stop what you're doing and subscribe to our AMC Theaters YouTube channel to keep up to date on all the movie news, editorials, and our AMC Movie Talk Show. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to hear about all our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.